Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another Dalyxman Q&A Corner, brought to you by, of course, your boy, Dalyxman. This is number 73, as we draw closer and closer to number 100. Thank you all for joining me for this live broadcast, and thank you to everyone who sent their questions on Twitter and Facebook. I am looking forward to answering your questions, and as always, if you want to be a part of our future Q&A video, whenever it is, wherever it is, you can do one thing. You can, of course, subscribe, like the video. You can like me on Facebook to get the status to post the questions on and other wrestling news. You can also follow me on Twitter and tweet along with me during wrestling shows or ask me a question using the hashtag #AskDalyxman. You can donate with Super Chat, PayPal, or Patreon. Or you can do yourself a big favor and be a part of the Dalyxman brand by buying yourself a Dalyxman t-shirt today at Pro Wrestling Tees. Tomorrow, as a matter of fact, shirts will be off 25%. So if there was ever a good chance to buy yourself a good Dalyxman t-shirt for a cheap price, it's tomorrow. 25% off. Get yourself a Dalyxman t-shirt tomorrow, if you can. With that said, thank you all for joining me. As you know how this works, I'm going to go to Facebook, going to read your question, going to give you credit, going to give you my answer. Then I'm going to Twitter and doing the exact same thing. And I hope you guys enjoy the live broadcast. Before I get to any of that, let me check out who's here. Who's here in the live chat? Who we got in the live chat today? We got Mr. J Knox. J Knox is the guy who makes my covers. He didn't do this cover. I did this one. But in terms of Raw, SmackDown, pay-per-views, NXT, 205 Live, all the other better covers, he did it. So thank you, Mr. J Knox, for your hard work. We got Elias Ademi, or Who Wants to Walk with Elias. We got Jake. We got Awesome Kid 254, Joseph Hatcher, Ultra Shadow, Aaron Sherwood, Y2 Jake 2002, AJ Envoy, Darius Gaston, Matabius. We got Brandon Reiner. We got, okay, here they come. They're coming in now. We got, let's see here, Devin White. There we go. We also got, I think that might be it for the early crowd. Got a small early crowd today. That's all right. They're usually gonna start coming in after I do this. After I do this roll call. For now, that's good. That's really cool. We'll go ahead and stop right there and just go ahead and get to the Q&A because I got a lot of questions and I don't want to waste any time. I want to get to everyone's question today. So, without wasting any time, here is the first question on my Facebook page. We got Damian Javier, who did not tell me where he's from. Remember, guys, when you send me a question, give me the name of your city so I can give you credit. I'm not asking you to give me your zip code so I can, I don't know, what would I do with your zip code and address? Stalk you or send someone over to your house to, I don't know, paint Roman Reigns' logo on your front door? I don't know. I'm just saying, like, just give me the name of your city and that will do. But Damian Javier asks, okay, he's asking, can WWE bring 2 new pro wrestling rings from NXT TakeOver War Games into WWE 2K19 this fall? So basically, he's asking if they'll bring in that War Game setup. Will they bring in War Games for the new game coming out? Maybe. I would think they would. I personally don't care because I don't play those games anymore. I stopped playing WWE games once they stopped doing the SmackDown vs. Raw series. Literally, the last game I played was SmackDown vs. Raw 2008, which was bad, and I didn't like it. The last good one that I played was 2007, which was amazing. Past that, don't ask me because I haven't touched any of those 2K games at all. So there you go. Carlos, why won't WWE fire Road Dogg? Raw and SmackDown are becoming unwatchable. There's a story about Road Dogg having some depression, drug, uh, very bad issues that require him to go to rehab. And WWE helped him out, saved him. There must be some kind of a very personal connection between between Road Dogg and WWE. Maybe Vince and Road Dogg. So it's kind of like Kevin Dunn. It's this whole idea that they saved this man's life. They gave this guy a better chance at life, and so he is in debt to them. It would kind of be in poor taste for WWE to fire Road Dogg, which, you know, it's one of those things where, sure, I get it, but that doesn't mean he should be a head writer or a head producer. Look, if Road Dogg wants to work for WWE, by all means, work for WWE. Have your opinions. Believe what you believe. Don't put him in a position that doesn't suit him. Road Dogg should not be doing any kind of producing or writing, because that's not his strong suit. He is a great talent in terms of promo cutting and maybe even in-ring action. I don't know. I haven't seen him as an agent yet. So I personally think if Road Dogg was teaching these kids, these young up-and-coming wrestlers, to cut promos or wrestle, he'd be better off. And Road Dogg, again, don't know him in real life. He might be a nice guy. Still, we've seen his work. When Road Dogg was in charge of SmackDown, ladies and gentlemen, we got a year of Jinder Mahal and just horrible booking. So, yeah, that's probably why they won't fire him, and he doesn't need to be fired. And that's fine. All I'm saying is, maybe, just maybe, we should put him in a different position. That's all I'm going to say. Alright, so, oh, okay, super chat.
Hi Dalyxman, have you met any other YT Burrs in TX?
Have you met any other YouTubers in Texas? YT Burrs. YouTubers in Texas. No. I haven't really met any other YouTubers down here in the Great Lone Star State. It's just kind of me here, so we'll have to see how that turns out. But, yeah. Thank you for the super chat, man. Let's go to the next question here. Who's this next question from? This next question is from Jake Allen Shepsky. Another one? Oh, shoot. Okay, another super chat.
Since you're not going to watch the NBA Finals, you should watch the Stanley Cup Finals. The first two games has been great, and I'm not even a hockey fan.
Huh. Okay. I mean, I really like that, you're suggesting I check out something else other than LeBron James and Steph Curry Part 4. I'm not a fan of hockey. I really have never really been a fan of NHL. Not saying it's a bad sport or anything. I've just never been a fan of it. But, thank you for the suggestion. I appreciate that. And if you're enjoying yourself, man, cool. Cool, man. I personally have no issues with people liking different things. And that's something about me that's just how I am. I don't really care. I don't really care that, how do I put this? You can like something different, and we can still be cool. We don't have to like the same things. That doesn't even decide anything. Okay? You can suggest it, and I can say no. That doesn't mean you're bad for liking something. I'm not going to condemn you for liking hockey, although I don't like it. So, yeah, man. Thank you for the suggestion, and thank you so much for the super chat. So, alright. Back to Mr. Jake's question. So Jake asked me, who's from Boston, by the way. Thank you, Jake. Who was the best person ever on the mic? Like, period. The best talker in the world. Me personally, he thinks it's Y2J. The best mic worker that your boy Dalyxman, has come to know growing up, honestly, it would have to be The Rock. It would be Dwayne Johnson, The Rock. There was always something about The Rock's promos that just captivated me. And not just me, but millions. It wasn't just the catchphrases. It wasn't just the eyebrow or the energy or the fact that he made you laugh. He knew, more importantly, how to sell a match. That, ultimately, my friends, is what a promo is supposed to do. And there have been many people who could do that. You got the Ric Flairs. You got the Hulk Hogans. You got the Jake the Snake Roberts. You got the Macho Man Randy Savage. Ooh, yeah, dig it! You even got people like Kevin Nash. But to me, The Rock was the best. If you gave anybody a microphone, I seriously doubt you will find many that can out-promo The Rock. Unless this is the only person that I would argue that can out-promo The Rock. His name is CM Punk. CM Punk. You talk about someone who can talk people into seats. Yo. But yeah, man. Like, CM Punk. Maybe Paul Heyman. So, top 3. The Rock, CM Punk, Paul Heyman. Absolutely. But number 1 to me is The Rock. Without question. The Rock, during his heyday, was unstoppable on the microphone. No one, not even Stone Cold Steve Austin, could compete. He could live up at times, but he could never surpass The Rock. So, in my opinion, The Rock is the best talker of all time. For WWE, at least. Eddie Lamb asked me, do you prefer the selfie video thing where the wrestlers do promos, what they're doing now, or do you prefer the old school way where there are logos in the background and they do their promos hands-free with an interviewer? The latter. I'm an old school kind of wrestling fan. I personally would rather you be backstage with an interviewer, logo in the back, you get asked a question, and then you just go. The whole, I'm gonna record myself doing a selfie, it's first off, it's not raw. That's the problem. It's recorded. So you already know that's probably been done maybe 1 or 2 or 3 times. It's not off the cuff. The best promos to me are off the cuff. I've always thought The Rock, I've always thought Stone Cold Steve Austin, even Triple H, a lot of people during the Attitude Era for sure. You know, they were like the kings at off the cuff impromptu promos. And I think the people who are good at that, instant stars. You're not going to really find a star who can cut a promo like this. Anybody can do it like this. You mess up, okay, cut it off, do it again. I mean, John Cena. John Cena, as much as people don't like him, that's how he got good. You think all of those Thugonomics rap promos were, okay, maybe he did write them down. Maybe he did have a few lines kind of tucked away in his pocket. But would those have been effective on this? No, it wouldn't have been effective. So I'm personally a fan of the old school way of cutting promos. That's just me. Now I know some people like the new phone, iPhone, Android camera promo style, and it makes sense because it's new age, new generation. So I'm not hating on that. I'm just an old school kind of guy. But that's just me. That's just how I feel about it. But thank you for asking. I see Jarrett Simmons from Dallas, Texas. In your opinion, Dalyxman, how is it that the WWE screwed up the Nexus stable, but was able to get the Shield over? What did they do differently for the both of them? Let's analyze that. Let's analyze the Nexus and the Shield. So the Nexus which is the first cast of NXT. Wade Barrett, Darren Young, Justin Gabriel, Daniel Bryan. I forgot the other guys. There were like 2 other people. David Otunga. Who are the other people? Forgot his name. I feel bad because I know it's Heath Slater, but the black guy. Who was the black guy? Okay. Whatever. The first cast, when they debuted, it was unique because they felt mistreated. They felt like the company was holding them back because of the way the show went. And quite frankly, that first season of NXT was a bunch of bullcrap. They made them do a lot of stupid things. So when they invaded Raw and attacked John Cena and CM Punk, it was refreshing. It was new. It was like, oh my God, these guys are taking over. And the angle caught on. A lot of people were behind it. And then they became a strong stable. They had that big match at SummerSlam with John Cena and other WWE superstars, including Daniel Bryan, who was fired and brought back and put on the good guy side, not with the Nexus. And what happened? The Nexus lost. Already off to a bad start. Nexus, in the first legit match as a group, like again, this is their first match as a heel group, period, lost to John Cena. Huge mistake. Big time mistake. Everyone says it was a mistake. Even John Cena now admits it was a mistake. Edge and Chris Jericho, you name it. Everyone and their mama said that was a mistake because it took the momentum away from the Nexus. As time goes by, they do this storyline where the Nexus beats John Cena and makes him a member of the Nexus, only for him to do this story where for him to get out of the Nexus, he has to get fired. And so he's the referee with Randy Orton taking on Wade Barrett. And once again, we have an opportunity to give the Nexus some credibility, some momentum to shine. Wade Barrett, the leader of the Nexus, could have beaten Randy Orton and been seen as the top guy in the company, legitimately. John Cena could have helped him do that. But instead of going in that direction, John Cena helps Wade Barrett. He helps Randy Orton beat Wade Barrett, loses his job, but then doesn't get fired. He stays on TV, then gets his job back by beating Wade Barrett. By that point, the Nexus is done. Then we take the Nexus and split it into the Core and Nexus when Wade Barrett goes to SmackDown and CM Punk takes over on Raw. And that's just a multitude of reasons right there why that didn't work. That was just sloppy, nonsensical, ridiculous booking that just killed the group. So you look at that and compare it to The Shield. Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns, Dean Ambrose. You bring them in and they beat everybody. And to be fair, those three had so much more chemistry than the people in Nexus. Now I feel like the first group with Nexus, Darren Young, Heath Slater, Bryan, Wade Barrett, Mike something. I know it's Michael something. Michael Tarver? Is that it? Okay, whatever. That black guy. There was only one black guy and David Otunga. So two black guys. But the other really dark one. And you know, I feel like maybe that first group had better chemistry. But compared to the Shield, their chemistry was basically nothing. Reigns, Ambrose, and Rollins felt like a group. They felt like the Brotherhood. And the WWE booked them strong. They booked them like a threat. They booked them to beat everybody. They even beat John Cena multiple times. They didn't lose a single match until... when was their first loss? I think like the group lost June. So they went months undefeated. Really established themselves. You know, they became a threat. They made a name for themselves. And then what I love about the Shield too, as they got more cooler, the WWE started to shift with that. So eventually they turned them babyface, which was the right direction to go. And so fans naturally gravitated towards them even more. And then we do the Shield versus Evolution, which was amazing. Amazing feud. So, comparing the Shield to Nexus, Shield was just booked better. And if we're going to be specific, they naturally got over more than Nexus did because WWE allowed the Shield to get over naturally. Maybe it's because Roman Reigns was involved. But regardless, yeah, I personally think Nexus was dealt a bad hand. And by the way, it's 3 black guys. I just remembered it was Darren Young, David Otunga, and Michael Tarver. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. So, Nexus was dealt a bad hand, and Shield was lucky. They were lucky. They got some good booking. Really good booking. Naturally got over, too. Which I appreciated. Personally. So, there you go. That's why Shield worked, and Nexus didn't. Next question. Josh from Sacramento. Is there any way to make Jinder Mahal legitimate? Or is he an absolute lost cause? Well, let me just read the rest of this because I do want to give him some room to speak. Josh says, I feel he probably would have become at least decent if it wasn't for the foreign heel gimmick. I'll say this. Jinder does have a good look. How he got it doesn't really matter. Well, actually it does. If you use steroids, you shouldn't be working. The point is, he looks great. And he does have somewhat decent microphone skills. And I think if we didn't go with this foreign heel gimmick like you said, we could have done something with him. We could have actually, in my opinion, been something a lot more interesting than what they're doing now. But you're asking me, is he a lost cause? Here's the thing. If he wasn't in WWE, I would have told you there was still a chance. Unfortunately, because he's in the WWE, I don't see him being booked any other way. So unfortunately, I will have to say, yeah, I think he's probably not going to go anywhere from where he is now. The idea of Jinder Mahal feeling legitimate in WWE as like a legit WWE champion, like the top guy, yeah, that's not going to happen. They tried it. How'd that work out for him? Right. So, no. Not at all. I do not see him being legitimate. So, thank you for your question. Moving on. Alfredo. Is Baron Corbin versus Big Cass? Ugh. Sorry. Is Baron Corbin versus Big Cass a good idea for SummerSlam? Or would they work better as a tag team? Sorry. The match, the idea of them having a match really turns me off. But them as a tag team. I'd give it a shot. I mean, think about this. What are they doing right now anyways? Big Cass is at least involved in a program with Daniel Bryan. Baron Corbin is doing nothing. So, if you put them in a tag team, and they're both heels, by the way, not baby faces, but heels. Well, we'll see. Maybe they could do a good heel and babyface tag team. We'll see. But if you put them together and see how they work, they could do something. But I'd rather see them as a tag team than see them wrestle. I agree with Awesome Kid 254. Get the NyQuil. No, thank you. Tutu asks, any updates on Dean Ambrose? None yet. The last time I heard Ambrose in the news, he had some complications with his surgery. So he's going to be out a little bit longer than we anticipated. That's it. With that said, I do expect him to come back this summer. Around SummerSlam. And let's hope and pray it's as a heel. Ambrose needs to turn heel. You talk about someone who is bland. We got Bobby Roode flailing, barely keeping his head above water on Raw with this babyface run. He is boring as bricks. And then you got people like Bobby Lashley, who's just struggling right now because of the horrible booking. You look at those two and you go, just save their freaking hides. Turn them heel. Look what he did for Bray Wyatt. Bray Wyatt is at least interesting now. But then you look at Dean Ambrose, and oh my goodness, he's even worse. Do not bring him back to be just a regular guy on the roster. You need to turn him, baby. You need to turn him heel immediately. Get him off. Get him off of that babyface card, please. Get him on something that will make him interesting. And people are already talking about Ambrose and Rollins. Why would you pass that up? With Ambrose as the heel? Let's go. Absolutely. But yeah, that's all I got to say about Dean Ambrose. Let's see. Sam Chasm. Was it Chasm? Sam Chasm sounds better. I'm going to go with Sam Chasm. Anyways, he asks, WWE has a very stacked roster. Tell me something we don't know. How do you feel about them just keeping talent signed just to avoid anyone leaving to make it big elsewhere like Cody Rhodes did? As that is what they're doing. I mean, here's my logic with that. You should want to go to WWE. You should. Not saying that everybody does. But you should want to go to the holy grail, the land of milk and honey that is WWE, because that's the land where heroes become legends. Where the Hulk Hogan's and the Rocks and the Stone Cold Steve Austins and the John Cena's and the Jake the Snake Roberts and the Hall of Famers that you know are Hall of Famers, they all went to WWE. Even people like AJ Styles eventually went to WWE. Sting eventually went to WWE. So, if you're going to be considered the greatest or one of the greatest of all time, you want WWE on your resume. With that said, I don't agree that WWE should sign these people and not do anything with them. That's what you're asking. How do I feel about that? I think that's stupid. If you don't have anything for them, don't sign them. If you see that Kenny Omega is free from New Japan Pro Wrestling, and you look at him and go, we don't know how to write him, don't sign him. Just don't sign him. Let Kenny go somewhere else where he can at least make money and be a bigger draw for wrestling. Don't bring him into WWE and kill him because you don't know what to do with him. I look at people like Leo Rush, who was doing awesome on the indie circuit, and now I barely even hear about him now because he's not on NXT. Granted, that might be his fault, but he's an awesome talent. I should hear more about him. Maybe I will in the near future. I don't want that to happen, and that's not cool. All these people not getting TV time in WWE, get rid of them. Get rid of them. It's not like you know what to do with them anyways. Get rid of them. Seriously. The Zack Ryers, the Sin Caras, why are they there? Get rid of them. But yeah, I don't agree. I don't agree with signing people just to keep them away from other companies or to stop them from being a threat to WWE. Don't agree with that whatsoever. Oh, super chat.
How do you feel about just announced Elias versus Seth?
Oh, they just officially announced that? How I feel about Elias versus Seth Rollins at Money in the Bank. Well, I have the same reaction I had on Monday when they teased it. Uh, uh, Meh. Look, the hype should be amazing. I have all the confidence in the world. The promos leading to the match will be great. The match itself? Look, Elias is a great performer in terms of playing a character and working a promo segment. He's amazing at that. In the ring, he's underwhelming, below average. And Seth Rollins is the complete opposite. On the microphone, he's decent. He's not horrible. He's not even great. He's decent. But in the ring, he's one of the best in the world. So it's kind of weird that we're getting a little bit of the best of both worlds, but it's not a full-fledged feud. So this is how it's going to be. Elias will carry the promo segments, and Rollins will carry the match. So let's see if they can carry each other to a good feud. Maybe it will average out and actually be something decent. But to me right now, it's just kind of... So there you go. That's just my thoughts on that. Thank you, Brandon Reiner, for the super chat. Moving on. Quan Miller. Do you think Vincent Kennedy McMahon, is trying to mimic the NBA by having the same main event at the biggest show of the year 4 years in a row? Vince McMahon and the NBA can take these two things, sit on them, and spin. I am not watching those NBA finals. I'm not watching LeBron James versus Steph Curry 4. I'm tired of the Warriors versus the Cavaliers. Like, the first 2 times, okay. That third time, I was like, okay, let this be it. Now, just like, oh my goodness, is there any other good basketball team in the NBA besides these two teams? You know, the Rockets were good, but for some particular reason, the Rockets couldn't beat the Warriors because we took 44 3-pointers and only scored 7. You get me upset again. I'm tired of the NBA. Jesus. But yeah, Vince is trying to mimic them, I guess. They can both sit on you and twirl and spin. Eugene from Cincinnati, Ohio. Eugene says, who do you wish would come back to WWE for one more run? It could be man or woman. One person? Okay. Who do I wish would come back to WWE for one last run? And a run, not an appearance. I got one. CM Punk. One more. CM Punk. Now, I think eventually it kind of has to happen. Now, I don't think it's going to happen anytime soon. But I do think when WWE gets a better management, gets better people in charge, has a better show, and is in a safe place to where they don't really need CM Punk. And then, of course, with all this whole these lawsuits with Dr. Amons blows over, well, all that stuff gets put aside and it's water under the bridge. He should come back. CM Punk should come back for one last run. Now, I know some of you were wishing I would say The Rock. Some of you wish I would say Stone Cold Steve Austin. And look, I've seen The Rock wrestle enough. Rock can make one-off appearances and I'll be happy with that. Stone Cold Steve Austin would be a second pick, but he already said that he's not in the best shape to do it anymore, so why do it? Although I'm pretty sure he could probably still have one last run and I would buy it. But to me personally, CM Punk is the one that should come back and have one last run. Just one last run. But yeah, that's just my thoughts. Shawn Michaels. No. I love Shawn. Shawn's one of my favorites. He's from Texas too, but I'm happy he stayed retired. Too many people retire and come back. Once you retire, that's it. That's it. That's how I feel. Especially Shawn. Look at guys, Shawn can barely hold a conversation now. I'm just saying. I love Sean, but you sure you want him back right now? I love Sean, but he's done his thing. He's done his thing, man. All right, moving on. Isaiah Webb from Norfolk, Virginia. I apologize. Undisputed Era may be an awesome faction, but I don't really see Vincent Kennedy McMahon being high on Adam Cole, baby. Bobby Fish, Kyle O'Reilly, and Roderick Strong. Yeah, because they're all indie guys. All of them. Because they are small and don't have a big, dominant enforcer presence in a group such as Roman Reigns. Like I said, they're all indie guys. If Undisputed Era were to pick up a big man off the indies or the main roster, who would it be? Big man to go with the Undisputed Era. Like a muscle? I mean, Chris Dijak's there, right? Donovan Dijak. He would fit in very well. Donovan Dijak would be great for that stable. But, let me see. Let me see who you named, because you gave me a couple of people. You said... Let me go all the way back here, because I don't want to miss anything. Alright, so you gave me Keith Lee, Jeff Cobb, Samoa Joe. By the way, Jeff Cobb is Matanza from Lucha Underground. Keith Lee would not fit in with that group. No, he wouldn't fit in. I thought about it for a minute. I'm like, well, he is cocky like them, but no, his ego is so big, he would not fit with that group unless he's the leader. Which would not happen because Adam Cole needs to be the leader. He has to be the center of attention. So no, that would not work. Samoa Joe... No. Nah, Joe doesn't do well with groups. He never did. So I guess Jeff Cobb would be a nice addition. I like Jeff. But I personally would go with either Donovan Dijak or Jeff Cobb. One of those two. But Donovan Dijak, Chris Dijak, would be amazing. That's who I would pick. Number 2. I get the story that... Try this again. I get the story they're trying to sell or tell with Becky Lynch getting the title back. And that's great. It's amazing to see that despite some bad booking and countless losses, she maintains a genuine connection with the audience. Is that because of the way she carries herself on and off screen? Or is she just naturally respectable? It's a little bit of both. Because Becky Lynch in real life is a really down-to-earth girl. That's the kind of person I would be friends with in college. And her quirks, her little dorky, spazzy, nerdy persona, her doing all these cute puns and stuff. Yeah, that's hard to hate. You know, it's really hard to hate Becky. And I know a lot of people feel like she should be a heel. I'm like, no. She is a natural babyface. Why would you ever want to turn her heel? Well, we turned Sami Zayn heel. Yeah, and that was an exception to the rule. I never thought Sami Zayn would be a good heel. And I was proven wrong. I was proven very wrong. I don't know. I personally think Bayley is just naturally... Becky... Well, Bayley might actually fit this too, but Becky is just naturally likable. Because of the way she carries herself, like you said. And because she's been booked very well. Remember, she got to the peak on SmackDown because she was giving good booking by a certain guy named Ryan Ward. So I'm just saying. That's how I feel about that. But yeah, I think it's a little bit of both. David Hurst from Texas. Abilene, Texas. First off, thank you for your great personality and content you upload. Why, thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate you, David. For my question, do you think WWE should award the wrestler with the most wins at the end of the year a title shot of their choice? It gives every match more meaning with this in play. So basically, you want a ranking system where you start off, everyone starts off with 0. And then as time goes by, you earn points based off of how you win, which is submission or pinfall. And then you get to a certain amount. Let's say 50. You cash in your points to earn yourself a title shot. So by that point, every match matters. You know that? If I ever start a wrestling company, I am implying that. I am putting that into the system. I am. Like, legitimately, I am putting that in. Every win will get you a certain amount of points. And those who win their matches by submission is more favorited because guess what? For you to say I quit means a lot more to pin them down 1, 2, 3. And guess what? It actually makes those dramatic moments of submission matter a lot more. It does. It matters a lot more. And for every loss, there's a penalty too. Like, if you lose a certain amount of points. Like, the ranking system will make every match a lot better. And personally, I do like that idea. I do like that idea, David. So, let's go with that. Let's go with that. I like your idea. Alright, let's see here. Juan! When will we see Demon Finn Balor again? You're asking the wrong person. That's a question you should ask WWE. Because my conspiracy theory behind thinks that they're not going to do it ever again because they don't want this guy to get over. That's why they canceled the match with Brock Lesnar. Still pissed off about that. Let's see here. Raheem Isaac from Florida. If you had a chance to make your own Power Rangers team with any of the wrestlers on the roster, who would it be? A freaking Power Rangers team. Okay, well, we need our quota. We need 3 men, 2 women. Okay. I'm going to go with Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. I'm going to go with the Mighty Morphin Power Ranger colors. Red Ranger would be Ricochet. He would be Ricochet. Green Ranger would be Seth Rollins. Yellow Ranger would be... Do I want Yellow Ranger to be black? Yes, I do. Ember Moon. Blue Ranger would be Ty Dillinger. Oh, man. No, I might make it Bryan. I might make Daniel Bryan the Blue Ranger. Better yet, I am making Daniel Bryan the Blue Ranger. So, Daniel Bryan is the Blue Ranger. Pink Ranger. Who's the most girly? Alexa Bliss. Alexa Bliss is the Pink Ranger. And the Black Ranger. I don't want to go with the stereotypical black guy being the Black Ranger. Yes, I do. Xavier Woods. Xavier Woods is the Black Ranger. Xavier Woods, Alexa Bliss, Daniel Bryan, Ember Moon, Ricochet, and Seth Rollins. There you go. Go Power Rangers! From WWE, go Power Rangers! All that stuff. I had to. I'm sorry. I don't know. It's hilarious that growing up, I watched all these cartoons, Power Rangers, the superhero films, Batman, Superman, Iron Man, Marvel, X-Men, Pokemon, Digimon, Yu-Gi-Oh, Animaniacs, Freakazoid. I already said Batman. Batman Beyond, I didn't say that. Different show. Then you got Rugrats, and then you got Wild Thornberrys, and then you got Avatar. And then I even saw Korra. Yeah. So many of these awesome shows. So many amazing shows. To see where they are in pop culture nowadays, like, literally all the stuff that was considered too kid friendly has taken over the world now. Power Rangers is big. It's huge. It had its own movie a year ago. It's still going. So yeah, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool to see that this nerd is able to still be a nerd here in 2018. Dragon Ball Z. We haven't even talked about anime. We'll get to anime in a second because I think someone asked me about anime. But yeah, people in the live chat are talking about what's my favorite series. The original. Nothing beats the original. Although I really like Dino Thunder. And I actually did like Time Force. And In Space. And Lost Galaxy. Okay, I'm going to be here all day. Let's keep going. Thank you for the question. Marquise Johnson from Chicago. By the way, Marquise, if you ever get a chance, let me know if you're going to Money in the Bank and take over Chicago. I'm very curious if you're going to be there live. And if you are, make a Dalyxman sign. But Marquise asked this. Do you think Sami Zayn would ever enter the world title picture? Well, he did. He actually did on SmackDown. He was in the world title picture. He competed for the championship at was it Fastlane or was it Roadblock? Which one was the SmackDown pay-per-view in March? I forgot. He competed in a 6-way match. Scramble match with AJ Styles. So, he was in the title picture. Do I think he'll be it again? Not on Raw! Hell no, not on Raw. He's not fighting freaking Brock Lesnar. I'm sorry. But yeah, I don't think he deserves to be there. He's one of the best talents they got. But no, he's not. Sorry, dude. I'm gonna get this name wrong. Eugens? That actually sounds right. Yeah, Eugens. Eugens from Malaysia. Do you think the lines between heel and face are blurring more and more every passing year, and eventually lead to a sports-like atmosphere in pro wrestling? I think the line between heel and babyface has been blurred for a long time. You look at Stone Cold Steve Austin, you see the things he's done. Was he really truly a bona fide babyface? Or was he a heel that people liked? And was he a heel that people liked because there was an even bigger heel in Vince McMahon to make him that likable? The Rock, once again, a douchebag, but he was a heel people liked. You think about the best people, the people that really connected with the audience, the top guys in the world: Taker, Austin, Hogan. Even Hulk Hogan, to a certain extent, after a while, had to get a little dirty. Hollywood Hulk Hogan, or Hulk Hogan in 2002, is completely different from Hulk Hogan in the early 80s. Late 80s, early 90s. So, is it that the line being blurred between heel and faces has always been a thing? Or is it more prevalent now because WWE just can't book babyfaces or heels properly anymore? More so they can't book babyfaces properly than they do heels. Just saying. Number 2. Do you think the E would pull the plug in turning Roman Reigns heel now, considering the financial standpoint they're in right now? So, I just saw a video with OTRS Central, and he talked about turning Roman Reigns would be stupid because, in his opinion, he believes that he's already a heel, so why turn him? Because if you turn him, fans will like him. He believes that we're not in the business of creating good stories, we're in the business of reaction. Very corporate reason. He believes he sells too much merch. He believes him turning heel would do nothing for anybody. And I disagree wholeheartedly. Because, honestly, I think Roman Reigns being a heel is exactly what needs to happen. Because imagine what he can do as a heel performer. Think about how natural the storytelling would be with him coming out in a suit with the world championship on his shoulders. He's smiling with that Hollywood complexion. And he has the corporate look that the WWE wants. He comes from a legacy, so he has a spoon in his mouth, a silver spoon in his mouth. He would be such a natural heel. And look at how easy it was for him to pull over Braun Strowman. Let's get something straight. Braun Strowman would not be as over as he is today if it wasn't for Roman Reigns. Period. The only reason why Roman Reigns and Braun Strowman worked so well was because Roman really was the heel in that feud, and Strowman actually became the babyface, and it worked so well. And quite honestly, I don't even know why we haven't been doing more stuff with Roman as the heel, or playing the heel in the feud. You know the only reason why fans like Strowman is because he beat the hell out of Roman Reigns. That's just Braun Strowman. Imagine if we used him to put over people like Kevin Owens or Sami Zayn. Or hell, maybe even someone coming up like Bobby Lashley, who needs it. A Finn Balor, a Seth Rollins. Hell, we can do AJ Styles and Reigns again with him as a heel. Bryan and Reigns again as him as a heel. Him and Joe. Hell, I think Reigns is so good as a heel, he can make Brock Lesnar look like a good babyface. I'm serious. There's so much we can do with Reigns as a heel. I don't want to hear all this talk about, well, WWE needs to make money with merchandise. WWE needs to make money through this, do that, do this. WWE is about to make $2.35 billion. $2.35 billion in the next 5 years. They're not going to be short of money anytime soon. You're about to make $1 billion freaking dollars. So don't give me this talk about, well, we need to make money from merch. No, you don't. $2.35 billion. You are in a great position to take some risk. What have you got to lose? What have you got to lose? Why not turn him heel? And I know a lot of people are asking me, so Dalyxman, if he's not the top guy, who will be the top guy? Seth Rollins. AJ Styles. We got Bryan back. Bryan, no one in their right mind thought over a month ago Bryan would be returning to the ring. But he's coming back. He is back. We don't have to keep Roman Reigns in that spot. Not anymore. So personally, I personally believe that it's a better idea to turn Reigns heel and create a better product. That's what I think. That's what I believe. Alright. This question comes from yours truly, Ultra Shadow, Nicholas Williberg, Atlanta, Georgia. Would you like to see another big stable like the Nexus? If they get a good booking, sure. I think the Undisputed Era could be that big stable and really do some good things. But they need the good booking that they're getting right now in NXT. That's all I'm going to say. Mark, have you ever had any new gimmick match? Oh, okay. Have I ever thought about making a new gimmick match concept? If so, tell us. Not really. Like the closest I ever came to making a new concept for WWE was a Japanese style match. Strong style match, which is basically New Japan Pro Wrestling rules in WWE. That's literally all I got right now. So, and that's not all that good either, so yeah. Brian Wilmer from Newman, California. What are your thoughts on WWE's decision to allow cash-ins only on the brand champion of the brand the Money in the Bank winner is part of? Aww! That's lame! So if a guy from Raw wins, he can only cash it in on Brock Lesnar? That's lame! That's super lame! I don't like that. Whoa. I don't like it. I kind of like the idea of a man or a woman being able to cash in on any champion. I miss those days. I don't like that. I don't like that idea at all. Let me turn this light on real quick so you can see me more. No, I don't like it. I kind of wish they would have kept it spontaneous. You can cash in on any champion, world champion. But if that's what they're doing, it kind of makes it a lot more easier now to predict who will win. So in that case, one briefcase has to go to both. Both briefcases can't be on the same show. One briefcase has to go to Raw. The other has to go to SmackDown. Which makes me think, a Raw... See now, what they did was make it extremely predictable that someone from SmackDown is winning that briefcase. Because ain't no one cashing in on Brock Lesnar. At the same time, the Raw, well, not even the Raw, but the women's Money in the Bank briefcase, that could still go either way. Because remember, I predicted Charlotte to win that briefcase and then go to Raw to cash it in. So, we'll see. If that's how it's going to be, then I guess we're going to have Natalya win the briefcase and then she cashes in on her best friend later on in the night. I don't know how I feel about that, but whatever. They should be able to cash in on any champion, but whatever. Alright. Florence, South Carolina. This is Chase Holland, excuse me. Mr. Chase Holland. Oh, yeah, this is the Jinder Mahal supporter. Here we go. Do you miss my Jinder Mahal questions? Not at all, Chase. I'm going to go with Chase. That sounds better. Do you think wrestling will ever have another boom period like the Golden or Attitude Era? It can. It should. Will it? I have no idea. What are some of your favorite video games ever? Ever! Well, let me look over here. Let's take a look at my collection. We could talk about some video games. Alright, so... Let me see here. Okay, this will work. I think I got a few more over here. Let me look. Okay, so we got all these games over here. We're going to take a look at Dalyxman's collections here. Alright, so your boy Dalyxman has the following. Xbox 360 games and PS4 games. Let's start with Xbox 360. Alright, so I got Mortal Kombat. So Mortal Kombat, I've always played this game. I've always played this since I was a kid, really. I played the original on Super Nintendo. Yeah, I'm that old. But yeah, I have both. This is Mortal Kombat 9. This is 9, and I have 10. Matter of fact, where the hell is 10? There he goes. So, Mortal Kombat. Got both of them. So there you go. Alright, so I got Mortal Kombat. DBZ. I love me some DBZ games. I even have DB Dragon Ball Fighter Z. I just got that too. Freaking amazing. I might end up selling this one. I haven't been playing it with y'all that much. This one's alright. It just kind of lost its value after Fighter Z came out. But, yeah. Love me some DBZ. Oh, yeah. We gotta talk about Batman. I got all of them, by the way. So, let's see. I got Batman Arkham City. I got Arkham Asylum. Where is it? There it is. Okay. So, Arkham Asylum. Arkham City. And then, this is Arkham Knight. I don't have Arkham Origins. I thought I had all of them. Never mind. I played Arkham Origins. But, sorry, Kevin Conroy is my real Batman. So, I got all the games. I'm a happy person. Love that. Let's see here. Devil May Cry. I used to have a PS2. And on that PS2, I had 1, 2, and 3. But yeah, I do have 4. I'm still waiting for 5 to come out. Let's see here. What else we got? What the hell? Oh, the Self-Destruction of the Ultimate Warrior. Forgot I had that. Oh, of course, Overwatch. Absolutely, I do play Overwatch. My rank right now is in Diamond. If you're wondering, I am a Diamond player. No, I touched Masters. I haven't gone to Grandmaster. I'm not that good. I'm never that good. And stop asking me for my pin because I'm not giving it to you. Or my game tag. But I am in Diamond. And that's all I'm getting. I'm happy in Diamond. I'm a happy Diamond boy. That's for sure. Oh yeah, and of course Kingdom Hearts. Absolutely. I even have the the 2.8, the Dream Drop Distance, and Kingdom Hearts 0.2 Birth by Sleep. I swear to God, we better get Kingdom Hearts 3 this year. We better get Kingdom Hearts 3. You have any idea how long I've been waiting for? You have any idea how long I've been waiting for Kingdom Hearts 3? Do you have any idea how long I've been waiting for that game? Way too long. I better get that this year. I will be pissed off if I don't see that game this year. I'm for real. I better get me some freaking Kingdom Hearts. Okay. Persona. So, when you donate, you'll hear a certain song called Pursuing My True Self. That's where this came from. So, this is Persona 5. This is a different game. The one that song came from is Persona 4. I also have that, but it's only on PS2, which I have in the basement. Yeah, I need to go ahead and get that out. I need to take all my PS2 games and just do something with them. But yeah, that's Persona. Let's see here. I think that's all of them. Those are all the games I have. No, I lied. Wait. Look at this one. Check this out. Boom! Sonic Generations. A big fan of Sonic, that's for sure. Oh my god! What's wrong with me? Mass Effect. I forgot I even had Mass Effect. Yo! Still pissed off about this game, by the way. Hate it. Don't get me started on Mass Effect 3. Don't you get me started. The one with the best graphics and the best story had the most bullshit ending. Don't you get me started on... We're not going to talk about that. We're not going to talk about it. We're not. Shut up. Shut your mouth. We're not talking about that bull crap. Shut it. Shut up. Shut your pie holes. Alright, now, one more game. There was one more game I wanted to show you. Where is it? Oops. There it is. Final Fantasy. So, I played all... Okay, this is a lie. I have not played all Final Fantasy games. I've only played 7, 8, skipped 9, 10, skipped 11, skipped 12, 13, 13-2, 13-3, and then this one, 15. Will I play 16 when it comes out? If there is a 16, I will play it. Yeah. Oh, and if they're going to do a remake of 7. Yes, I'm playing the game. I am buying the remake when it comes out, so you don't even have to ask me that. You absolutely right. I'll be buying that game. You out of your mind? Absolutely. Oh, Super Chat.
Musical notes, you never see it coming. Musical notes, who's best waifu in P5?
Oh, yeah, man. That's, why did I say musical notes? Thank you. I appreciate that. That's all the games I have. I need to get more games. That's for sure. Alright, so... that's gonna be it. Let's go ahead and move on here. Name a wrestler. Okay, here we go. Moving on with the Q&A. I spent a lot of time on that. I apologize. I got really into that question. Thank you for sending me that though, man. I was happy I got a chance to share my game fandom. My game fandom with you guys. Alright, moving on. This is Charles Mitchell. Name a wrestler, past or present, you feel is the most underrated, and name one that is the most overrated. Oh! I'll just stick with the present. Let's go present right now. The most underrated on the WWE roster, Apollo Crews. Apollo freaking Crews. Absolutely. Most overrated? Everybody do it with me. Cut that, yes, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, we're gonna cut that, yes, man. Oh yeah, man. Yeah, cut it, man. Roman Reigns absolutely is the most overrated. I'm not dealing with him right now, without question.
There also word going around that WWE plans to book Raw to get the women's briefcase and the SmackDown to get men's briefcase, so who gets for brand?
So, women is going to Raw, and SmackDown gets men. I don't know. So if the women goes to Raw, that means Natalya probably is winning that briefcase, and then she'll cash it in on Ronda Rousey. SmackDown makes sense. Like I said, it's either Miz or Kofi Kingston. Or New Day. New Day or Miz. Which I'm cool with that. So, I guess that's how it's going to be. That's what I would do. Y'all know what song that is? Wait a minute. No one knows who Phil Collins is. Hold on. Stop the press. I cannot be this old. Please tell me y'all know who Phil Collins is. And you know about the song, I Can Feel It Coming in the Air Tonight. I can feel it coming in the air tonight. Oh Lord. Please tell me you know who Phil Collins is. At least tell me this. Who here has seen Tarzan? Disney's Tarzan. Okay, if you've seen Disney's Tarzan, he made the soundtrack. Please tell me y'all know who Phil Collins is. Please tell me y'all know who Phil Collins is. Please tell me you know who Phil Collins is. I can't be this old. I cannot be this old. Oh my god. Y'all don't know who Phil Collins is. Okay. Y'all do. So, I like this response. Kitty says, bro, I'm 18. And? I bet you know who Michael Jackson is, right? Yeah, if I say Michael Jackson, you'll go, oh yeah, him. Come on, you gotta know Phil Collins. You gotta know who Phil Collins is, guys. Come on now, don't do that to me. Alright. But yeah, Roman Reigns, Cut That, yes man, and Apollo Crews as underrated. Or Cesaro. Probably Cesaro. But he's a champion, Apollo Crews is not. Alright. Melissa Hernandez. What year you watching wrestling? Oh, what year did I start watching wrestling? Okay. 1998. It literally says what year you watch wrestling. Like what year you watch wrestling? Come on, Melissa. Hold on. Don't do that to me. You like that? I don't want to sound racist. This is probably gonna be very racist, and I apologize ahead of time. You like that one Asian lady who women go to get their nail done. You know, you got $5? You got $5? You want nailed it? Yeah, that you like that. What year you watch wrestling? What year you watch wrestling? Okay, sorry. I'm gonna stop now. I probably just lost like 2,000 subscribers already. Okay, but 1998. 1998. Seriously. That was a bad joke. Moving on. Matthias. I don't even know how to say your name, dude. From Chile. Do you think Roman Reigns will be Universal Champion by the end of the year? If WWE has anything to say about it, yes. And if they're going to give it to him, give it to him. Yeah, I think he will, unfortunately. Will John Cena ever come back? Yeah, you think he's done? He ain't done, buddy. He is not done at all. Do you see Baron Corbin being fired anytime soon? If he's if he's still boring as hell, absolutely. More than likely will be. Do you think the B team will succeed as tag team champs? Are we going a little too far with that? Oh, another one. Alright.
Tarzan is the best Disney movie with the best soundtrack by Phil the Big Dog Collins.
Phil the Big Dog Collins. Alright, buddy. I like you. I like that nickname. That's pretty cool. Brendan Reiner. Thank you. Thank you, guys. I appreciate that. Thank you. Alright. Do you think the B team will succeed as tag team champs? Nah, I don't think they'll get that far. Although, with the right kind of booking, it would make sense. Just saying. Will Dean Ambrose portray Seth Rollins and turn heel? That better be on paper when he returns. You would be stupid not to have Dean Ambrose return as a heel when Seth Rollins is this hot right now. Seriously. Let's see here. Do you see another Lesnar Rollins feud down the line? I would love to see Seth Rollins and Brock Lesnar go at it one more time. One more. I really would. It'd be really cool. Is that all of them? That's all of them. Okay. So, let's go on. Mario. Wow. Alcimi? Oh, super chat. Hey, keep them coming, guys. I love this.
Simon Dean, Roman Reigns, sign of the horns, sign of the horns.
Sign of the horns, sign of the horns. Simon Dean is better than Roman Reigns. Is he better than Roman Reigns?
Thoughts on the new Thundercats Roar reboot?
Okay, so the first question was, Simon Dean, is he better than Roman Reigns? Yeah, by default he is. Okay, thoughts on the new Thundercats Roar reboot? I was curious and decided to go check it out. It looks like Teen Titans Go. Not for me. It's not for me. Look, I do have a little cousin. Well, I have little cousins and little nephews. And I do have a... Well, my niece is 14, so she probably doesn't even watch it. But I do have a little nephew, and I do have some little cousins that watch that stuff. So I can't really say... I can't really sit here and tell you that... how do I put this? I can't sit here and tell you that it's terrible, that it's going to kill Thundercats. I don't really think it's that big of a deal. I'm sorry. Like, I know a lot of people are like, oh my god, the show is killing Thundercats! And honestly, I thought Teen Titans Go was stupid as hell. And is this stupid? Absolutely. I agree with you, but it's not going to kill Thundercats. You want to know why? Because Thundercats has like 200 episodes. I'm good. I'll just go watch the original. Look, I'll admit to you that I'm not the biggest Thundercat fan. The reboot back in 2009, didn't even see it. All I know about is the original. So I'm not losing my mind too much over this. But I did see it, and quite frankly, it is what it is. I'm sorry. It's one of those things where I'm not offended by it because I know I'm not going to watch it. It's not going to kill the franchise. And if the kids grow up and they realize it's stupid, they can go back and watch the original series. Alright. David Bentz from Sacramento, California. Which era of NXT women is or was your favorite? The beginning, Paige, Emma. The established era, the Forest women. The new guard, Asuka, Ember, Riot, Cross, or the Mae Young era. My favorite has to be the Four Horsewomen. But I do think over time, the Mae Young era will end up being the best one. There's something about Shayna Baszler, Dakota Kai, and these new women we got coming in. There's something about them that really touches me a lot more than the Four Horsewomen did in their time. Now, that's not taking anything away from Bayley, Sasha, Becky, and Charlotte. They brought it to a whole new level for WWE and the women. And there is nothing anyone can say that can take that away from them. They brought it to a new level. Give them that. However, I think over time, as we get further along into new generations, the current Mae Young Classic era will establish themselves a lot more. That's all I'm going to say. But there you go. That's what I got to say about that. From the above eras, which one is the best? Which one is the worst? The New Guard era is the worst one, by default. Not saying it's bad, but it's the worst out of the four you gave me. Number 3, would it be good or bad if Finn Balor was temporarily used to headline the Cruiserweights and then came back to challenge the current WWE Universal Champion, similar to his New Japan run? I was against Finn Balor going to the Cruiserweight division at first. I was against it at first. Now, with the way 205 Live is going, and since he's being booked like crap on Raw, maybe he should. No, okay, I'm taking that back. You know what Finn Balor needs? He needs to go to SmackDown. That's it. He just needs to go to SmackDown. Get his ass off of Raw, where Road Dogg will book him like crap because he's smiling and looking like an idiot, and go to SmackDown. That is it. He needs to go to SmackDown. And I hope next year when they do the draft, he does go to SmackDown. That's all I'm going to say. Scotty Edge from San Marcos, Texas. Hello, Texan. What's up, buddy? I heard you say before that you haven't seen a fan. You haven't been a fan. Excuse me. I heard you say before you haven't been a fan of the WWE game since SmackDown vs. Raw 2006. You're right. I think particularly this generation of WWE games has reached new lows. Supposedly, Fire Pro World is scheduled to release for PlayStation 4 around the same time as 2K's annual WWE games, with Fire Pro having a new Japanese likeness to do you think it could at all be a threat to 2K, or do you think 2K will take notice or do anything about it? I don't really have any interest in Fire Pro World. It's Super Chat.
You ever see the 1986 Transformers movie, Opnian?
Don't get mad at me. No. I've heard about it. I've seen scenes. I know that our boy dies. But I haven't seen it. Should I? I'm pretty sure I can find it. I haven't seen it. But yeah, I have no interest in Fire Pro World because I don't really know much about it. Do me a favor. Send me a trailer of it on Twitter. Someone send me a trailer of the game on social media, and I'll check it out. Could be good. There he is, Gaston from Atlanta. Uh-oh. Ultra Shallow, you got a friend from Atlanta. Hi, Dalyxman. Who is your favorite childhood or current wrestling hero? that you love. Mine will always be CM Punk. Well, it depends. Growing up, my hero was Hulk Hogan. Of course he was. As time went by, it shifted to Stone Cold Steve Austin. Now keep this in mind, I started watching wrestling in 1998. When I first started, Hollywood Hulk Hogan was the persona. But then he went back to red and yellow, and I fell in love with him. But then I got tired of watching WCW, and then I got into WWF. And then Stone Cold Steve Austin became my favorite. So it was a toss-up. I'll just give you those two, Hogan and Austin. That's what I would say. But it's a good question though. Rohan from London, England. Your thoughts on the Boogeyman and how he could have been a world champion? I thought Boogeyman was a great comedy character. And that's it. I never took him seriously as a champion or a guy that I think could be a world champion. Do you think Bobby Lashley can come back from this terrible booking? I think anybody can recover from terrible booking if they have the right people working with them. Do I think Bobby Lashley will come back from this? I have no idea. More than likely, he will have to go to SmackDown, like Finn Balor. It's possible. Do I see it happening, though? Probably not. Johnny Martinez from Virginia. Do you think 2006 was an underrated year for WWE? 2005, 2006 were very underrated years for WWE. Extremely underrated years. Those years are some of the best years in WWE. To me, this is how I call it. I always organize certain WWE years into eras. 1984 to about 1992 was the golden era. That was the golden era of WWE. Old school, Hogan era. From 1993 to about 1997 was the new gen era. That was Shawn Michaels, Bret Hart, Diesel, Razor Ramon, 1, 2, 3 Kid. From 1997 to about 2001 was the Attitude Era. That was the hottest period in wrestling. One of the best characters, Stone Cold Steve Austin, Vince McMahon, The Rock. Some of the best matches, some of the best moments in wrestling came from that era. But then you got this one little era that people never give credit to. From 2002 to about 2008 was what I called the Ruthless Aggression Era. And to me, this has some of WWE's most underrated, most ridiculously unappreciated talents, matches, and shows. Which is why I'm doing this top 10 hidden gems video coming up soon, talking about that. Because it's ridiculous to me that we still, in my mind, have not, sorry about that, I just got a text. We still have not really given that era the credit it deserves. I think the Ruthless Aggression Era is one of the best eras in wrestling, period, but nobody talks about it. Because everybody hates the period following the Attitude Era, because it's no longer the eras of the Stone Cold Steve Austins. But the Ruthless Aggression Era has some of the best wrestling you have ever seen. Ever seen. Don't get me started on the SmackDown 6. Don't get me started on Kurt Angle, Chris Benoit, Eddie Guerrero, Edge, Rey Mysterio, and Brock Lesnar. Don't get me started on the SmackDown 6. Don't get me started on them. Don't even get me started on Shawn Michaels and Triple H. Don't get me started on Evolution. Don't get me started on Batista. Don't get me started on Mick Foley and Randy Orton. Don't get me started on the Legend Killer. Don't get me started on Mr. Kennedy. Don't get me started on Carlito. Don't even get me started on... Sorry, I blanked for a second. Who was I going to say? You know, there's just so many good things happening during that time. You know, I can even go to the women. You got Stacy Keibler. You got Tori Wilson. They're a little fine selves. You got Tajiri. You had Edge as the world champion. The rated R superstar with Lita, Edge, and Matt Hardy. Now, the matches didn't quite live up to the hype of the feud, but the feud itself, one of the best ever. Don't get me started on some of the greatest things we've seen during that time. Very underrated era. Thank you. And we can't forget about Mickie James and Trish Stratus. Come on, man. Very underrated era. Very underrated. Okay, my second question is, do I play Fortnite? I play Fortnite here and there. That's about it. Fortnite is a kind of game you play a couple of times and you go, okay, that's enough. You know, that's basically it. I'm not going to get behind the craze because everybody else is doing it. I played it enough. Jake, from New Jersey, will you be watching New Japan? Will you be watching New Japan Pro Wrestling Dominion? And if so, do you think it will be better than New Orleans? Do me a favor. Let me do this real quick. Can someone look up when Dominion is happening? When does New Japan Pro Wrestling Dominion begin? It says here, June 11th. June 11th, is that a... Oh, that's next week! No, it's not. That's 2 weeks. That's in 2 weeks. Yeah, that's in 2 weeks. My. No, wait. June 11th. Yeah, it's in 2 weeks. You're fine. 2 weeks. Okay, yes, I will be watching it. I already have my subscription to New Japan World, so I'm happy about that. Do I think it will be better than New Orleans? I will say this. Chris Jericho versus Naito. And then that main event, Okada versus Omega 4. I think I might have found my 2 best matches of 2018. Yes, I will be watching it. Okay, super chat.
No, it's June 9th.
Oh, it's June 9th. Okay. Thank you. Okay, thank you, Brendan Reiner. Thank you for the super chat, by the way. Absolutely. I'll be checking it out regardless, whenever the day is. Do I think it'll be better than New Orleans? That's a big statement to make, but we'll see. Speaking of Brendan Ryan, Birmingham, Alabama. If you became chairman of WWE, what would be the first 3 things that you would do? Raw goes back to 2 hours. Pay-per-views go back to 3 hours, except for WrestleMania. Roman Reigns turns heel. Bam. Not changing a single thing about that. DeAndre Hudson. What would be a good gimmick for Bobby Lashley? What he had in TNA, Impact Wrestling, GFW. Whatever gimmick he had in that company, I would do the exact same thing here. So this is from Brandon Rayner or Reiner. Is it Rayner or Reiner? I gotta know. Is it Rayner or Reiner? Let me know how you say your last name, dude. Thank you for all the super chats. But Brandon said this from Nevada. What wrestler would you like to see leave WWE or go to New Japan or ROH? One wrestler? Dolph Ziggler. Know what? No. I'll reel that one back for the better answer. Cesaro. Cesaro would be the top guy in both those companies if he left WWE. Who do you want to see face Rey Mysterio at the already stacked card of Dominion? Isn't he fighting I'm sorry. Who is Rey Mysterio fighting? I just... Is it Jushin? No, it's No, it's not Will Ospreay. Is it Will Ospreay? Who is Rey Mysterio fighting at Dominion? Says here. Scheduled to fight... Oh, it's not announced! Oh, okay. So he is fighting, but it's not announced yet. It will be announced on Monday. I would think...
Rainer like weather, rain, and then
Oh, Rainer. Thank you. Brandon Rainer. I appreciate you. Alright, getting back to the question here. He's not scheduled to fight anybody yet. I'm guessing he'll fight Jushin Thunder Liger. If not, Will Ospreay or Marty Scurll. Tell you what, Marty Scurll, Will Ospreay, or Jushin Thunder Liger are my predictions. Those are my predictions. If I had to choose one, Jushin. Go old school. Joe Hatcher from Nashville, Tennessee. Would you be open to the idea of the Undisputed Era being NXT's Bullet Club, essentially? So basically, it's a repeat of the earlier question about these guys being the Nexus. Depends on who they have. You have to add a woman to it. Probably multiple women. You gotta add a tag team to it. You already have a tag team. And you don't just need a main event player, you also need a secondary, mid-card, semi-main event player. Right now, Adam Cole, he doesn't feel like a main event player yet. He would be the upper card, mid-card, top guy. We need someone that, when you look at him, you go, yeah, there you go. There you go. That's the guy. Maybe we can throw Finn Balor in there. Who knows? And then for the women, now you suggested Tessa Blanchard, which I think is a great idea. Tessa is amazing. She'd be wonderful. How about this? Why not throw Iconic in there? Make Iconic. Peyton Royce and Billie Kay. Do something with them. Let's see here. Devin White says, I'm going to call him Brandon Rainmaker now. Because Brandon making it rain. Yeah, I'm cool with that. It depends on... It really depends on what you do with it. Austin Aries would be a good person to put in there too. Austin Aries would be wonderful. There you go. There's your main event player. Alright. This one is from Rohit. Rohit from India. Do you think WWE will give Bray Wyatt a world championship run as a babyface? They should. And they better. They better give that guy some chances as a babyface. Because I think he's doing some wonderful things right now. As champion. So, okay. Here we go. Twitter. Hashtag AskTheLexman. Let's get to it. We're going to Twitter now, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. So, this is from Anthony Ace, who is from Long Beach, California. Did you hear about Peraza signing with WWE and what first feud do you want for Io Shirai? Oh yeah! No one asked me about Io. Or Io. Is it Io or Io? I'm going with Io. First off, it was announced that Io is coming to WWE. You have no idea who Io is. Search her. Literally, Io Shirai. Check her out. People called her the female version of AJ Styles. Personally, I wouldn't even do that. She's too good. She's really good. They signed her. First feud would have to be Shayna Baszler. You kind of had to put her against the big person. Isn't she going to be in the Mae Young Classic this upcoming year? I say put her in there. As for Peraza, I thought she was already signed. Didn't she do a couple of matches? Well, welcome. Okay, thank you for the question. This one's from R1D166Y. Will you go... If you go to Raw, we riot. So basically, he's saying don't go to Raw this Monday. Oh, trust me, I'm not. I haven't bought my ticket. Elias Ademi. When will USA Network wake up and see Raw as failing? I heard a report that they already think Raw is embarrassing. Isn't that why Fox tried to buy him? Which makes no sense because the USA Network tripled their value. So, they must think it's some kind of good. Let's see here. Kingslayer. Ultimate Kingslayer. Since Undertaker is not retiring, who should he face next year at WrestleMania 35 as his last match? I guess it has to be John Cena. It kind of has to be. It makes the most sense. Yeah, probably Cena. Once again, Mr. Paul Jackson from Akron? Is it Ohio? Okay. Would the 2015 Royal Rumble have helped Roman Reigns if A, Bryan does not make a surprise return, or B, wins without The Rock's help? He was going to be hated regardless, but that probably would have made it less embarrassing. In my opinion, if Bryan didn't return at the Royal Rumble, I don't think he would have gotten as much heat. I think fans would have been kind of annoyed that he won, but not pissed like they were. So that's all I'm going to say about that. Marco Danger 19 from Waco, Texas. Excuse me. Have you seen Sheamus' YouTube channel? Sheamus has a YouTube channel? Jesus Christ, no, I haven't seen it. Why don't WWE? My goodness, everybody thinks they can be YouTubers now. Why is that? Like, Will Smith got a YouTube channel now. Why do you need YouTube? You're already famous. You got movies out, bruh. Jesus. Sorry. Dale Jensen. Do you think Gargano and Ciampa's rivalry is at the same level as Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn? I actually think it's better. I think it's a lot more better than that feud. That's my opinion. Will E. Who will commentate SmackDown when they go to Raw? Who will commentate SmackDown when they go to Fox in fall 2019? I think they're gonna keep the same. They're gonna keep the same people there: Tom Phillips, Corey Graves, and Byron Saxton. That's what I think. What is your opinion on wrestlers such as Braun Strowman or Roman Reigns saying how the good guy versus bad guy dynamic is dying? I think those people are only saying that because WWE sucks at doing it. WWE hasn't been able to do this properly in a long time. And so, because they suck at it, we have these wrestlers who get paid regardless of if the show sucks or not, feel like, oh, it doesn't really matter. No, it does matter. You're just getting money despite how bad the show is. So I disagree with them wholeheartedly. Mr. Michael Law from Baltimore. Do you watch anime? Yes. Love anime. What's your favorite right now? My Hero Academia. It's either My Hero Academia or The Seven Deadly Sins. Either one of those, fabulous. Number 2, how would you turn Bayley heel? Just have her turn on Sasha Banks. That's personally, I'm so sick of this Bayley Sasha Banks story. I'm starting to lose interest in both of them. One of them needs to turn heel immediately. So, personally, I would have Bayley screw Sasha. There you go. Heel turn. Fantasy Book SummerSlam. Later. Sorry, that's kind of hard for me. Okay, 3 more and that guy get out here, guys. NY Monster 21 from Atlanta. You got all these people coming from Atlanta. After finding out that the real reason for Fox acquiring SmackDown Live is because USA is embarrassed by the product. Thanks, Road Dogg. What do you think Fox will do to ensure that WWE will get better shows and production from WWE from now on? Well, they will hold their freaking 1 point something billion dollars over their head and let them know, if you want to keep this money, you better deliver. Because Fox ain't playing with them. Fox will drop them real quickly. They don't care. Yeah, that's all I got to say. WWE Gift. Who is the best superstar on NXT right now? Right now, Velveteen Dream. Velveteen Dream is better than people on the main roster. I'm not even going to dispute that. I love Gargano. I love Tommaso Ciampa. I love Ricochet. I love everybody. War Raiders. Heavy Machinery. Shayna. Dakota Kai. Nikki Cross. I love all of them. But none of them are better than Velveteen Dream. He's on a totally different level. It's Velveteen Dream. Absolutely. Last question. What is your favorite and least favorite finisher of all time? So, my favorite is the Stone Cold Stunner. All time. There's something about that finisher that just makes me pop every single time. I love it. Might do a montage of it one day. My least favorite... You know what? I'm just gonna gesture what my least favorite is. Thank you for your Q&A. Thank you for your questions. I love you guys. Thank you for watching. Thank you for the super chats. Thank you guys for joining in. How you like the format? You like the songs? Yes, I have other songs, but I have a different song for each tier. What I can do is set all the songs for a certain amount. So you'll just play a random song each time. But yeah, absolutely. Thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate your time. I hope you enjoyed the podcast. I will be back up here later this week to do my top 10 hidden gems in WWE history. Other than that, thank you for watching. This is your boy, Dalyxman, signing off right here. And your boy, Dalyxman's World. You guys have a good time. I'm out of here. Peace out. Sleep.